Hi, welcome back to the kitchen. If you're new here, my name's Kathy and I cook in a camper kitchen. Tonight we're going to be making some blackened fish tacos. We're going to start by making our seasoning blend here first. It really is just about 8 ingredients that are involved in that. We're going to do a nice big palmful and a half of paprika. We're going to do some garlic powder. Again, a nice big palmful. Onion powder. So really what we're doing is we're making just a Cajun seasoning. That's all that really a blackening seasoning is, other than blackening seasoning. That's hard to say. Blackening seasoning has a little bit more spice to it than just a regular Cajun. We've got some thyme going in, a little bit less of the oregano. Here comes the cayenne and the measuring spoon because I don't want that on my hand. I'm going to do about a teaspoon of that. Make it as spicy as you like. If you don't like it that spicy, then, lessen the amount. That's about a teaspoon I put in there. The palmfuls typically are about a tablespoon. And then the rest of this is about a teaspoon worth. And a little salt. Don't want too much in there. It's about right for me. We'll just give this a little stir up. And that's how easy it is to make your own seasoning blend at home. Now, I do make taco seasoning and my own chili seasoning, as well as fajita seasonings. So you can do those up in big bulk, store them in a little container, and then you've got them ready whenever you are needing them. So instead of going to the store and buying the little packets and everything, you can make your own, adjust everything exactly how you want, with the spice level, with the salt level, and it's so much better than what you can get out of the packets, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead, now that we've got our seasoning mix made, we'll clean up our little mess there. We've got our cod. We're using cod tonight. The cod has a nice meaty texture to it, is why I like to use it. You can use tilapia, or you can use halibut or something of that nature. Some people I've even seen use salmon instead. But I like to use cod. Another reason is Frank will eat cod. He's not a big fish person, but he will eat cod. So we're just going to go ahead, and I want to grab my cooking spray here and just give a light little spritz on there. And then we're just going to put our spice blend right on. We want to give it a generous amount, as little or as much as you want. I like to go with a nice heavy portion here because we are going to make it into a taco. So we're going to have that flour tortilla and the fish and everything. They all need some good flavor, and that's what this spice blend is going to do for us. And we're just going to come over here, and we're going to go ahead and flip these over, and we're going to season both sides of it. Now, this was just frozen fish that I got out of the case there at the grocery store. It doesn't have to be a fresh fish. It's a little less expensive, I think, sometimes when you get it frozen, especially when you catch it on sale. So I just kind of keep this in the freezer for the times when I want a fish taco, or just even a piece of fish for my dinner. All right, so we've got those all seasoned up. Go ahead, we're going to give a light spray here to the bottom. We're going to go ahead and put the pretty side down. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get our cabbage chopped up and get our avocado cream made. I think I'll start with the avocado cream. We're just going to get an avocado here and run our knife right along it and just twist, and we just get it to come loose there. I'm only going to do about a half of an avocado here. Got a spoon and just going to scoop that right out and into our dish. Right there. Actually, let's go ahead and do it all. You're going to go ahead and take the heel of your knife right into that pit and twist, and that can go in the garbage. So I'm just giving a quick little chop in the actual skin here still of the avocado. And that's just so that it comes out in just nice little chunks instead of just in one big mass. And that just going to help us. I'm making a mess today. Going to help us with mashing our avocado because it is an avocado cream mash, or we're just going to mash it up some. And what we're going to do once we get this all mashed up some, I don't mind a little bit of chunks in it. I kind of prefer a little bit of chunkiness in there. Put us a little bit of Greek yogurt in it. That's where we're going to get our cream from. Grab a clean spoon. We're not going to put a whole lot, maybe about a tablespoon or so in there. It's just to give it that little bit of a zip from that. If you don't have Greek yogurt and you've got sour cream, you can use that. I'm going to put a little lime juice down in here as well. 2 little slices, so about a half of a small lime. And that's to give it a little more zip to it. I'm going to put a little sprinkle of cayenne pepper in there. Now, I have been known before that when I make a guacamole, if I don't have a jalapeno in the house, I use a little bit of cayenne pepper instead. I'm going to put a little garlic powder, little black pepper. Those spices on that fish are starting to get to me, and just a touch of salt. And then we're just going to give this all just a good stir and mash together. And this is what's going to go onto the tortilla before we lay our fish on there to go ahead and help that fish stick right inside that taco shell so that you don't take one bite and have it all go out. That looks really good there. All right, let's go ahead and give it a little taste. I think a little bit more cayenne pepper is in need here. All right. Okay, and that is our avocado cream, or avocado mash, or whatever you want to call it. Let's check and see what our fish looks like. Ooh, look at that crust. All right, we're going to go ahead and flip these over. Now with fish, you want to cook it until it's 145 degrees on the internal temperature. So now really about the only other thing that we need to do is to cut up a little cabbage. So I'm just going to cut a little slice off of there, put the rest over to the side. And we're just going to go in a really nice, fine little shavings. So just slicing it very thinly. Now, if you wanted a time saver, you could always get what they call the angel hair coleslaw mix at the store. So if you're taking and going to make this on a camping trip, you can easily just get that bag of coleslaw, throw it in there into the refrigerator, and then you don't have to worry about all the chopping up and everything like that. All right, I think that's enough. And then I'm just going to run this down the middle, just so we've got a nice little pile of cabbage there. All right, let's check on that fish here. Oh yeah, you can see that it's starting to start to flake right there. I think this is going to be done. Yeah, look at that. Let's just check a quick temperature on it. Yeah, 146, 150, 165. So definitely we are done. So let me just get a plate real quick. All right. So let's go ahead and just grab these. So now that we have our fish here, I'm going to go ahead and heat up my tortillas. And I'm going to do that very quickly. Let's use the bigger tongs since I'm with flames. And really, I'm just going to lay them right over top of the open flame there. And it's just really to soften them a little bit. Perfect. Just get a little bit of brown on there. And look at that. Perfect. I'm just going to do 2 right now because Frank's not quite home yet for dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and just take care of my 2 here, and then I'll heat his up whenever he gets here. All right, first things first, put a little avocado cream down. We're just going to spread that around just nicely on the bottom. And then we're going to put our fish. We're going to do a little cabbage. Just a light sprinkle, just for that little bit of crunch on there. We're going to put some of our mango salsa. Look at that. Does that not look delicious? If you want to know how to make that, check out the summer salsa video. I'll put a link down in the description and might even pop it up there at the end of this video so that you can go over and watch that next. And we're just going to put us a little bit of mango salsa right on top. That has some fresh mango, red onion, cilantro, and jalapeno in it. And then I'm just going to squeeze a little lime right on top there, just for that little pop of freshness. Look at that taco. Does that not look delicious? All right, I might as well go ahead. That's delicious. You got that little bit of a heat coming from that blackening seasoning on that cod, the crunchiness of that cabbage, the smooth creaminess of that avocado mash, and then the bright, fresh pop of flavor from that mango salsa. I hope that you give these delicious fish tacos a try. Make them for your family. I'm sure they'll be as big of a hit for your family as what they are for mine. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the little bell so that you get notified next time that we put a new video out. Until next time, bye y'all.